0 to BW5, sure rip dig. 30.
Let me bend your ear by the pool for a minute there, bud.
Sure thing, Mr. Shelley.
I'm gonna borrow Bud here by the pool for a minute there, Mrs. Shelley. Well, I hate to get straight to business, Bud, fond as I know you are of talks with Miss Shelley and the kids and all. Have you noticed Mrs. Shelley's orchids? Though they're not really orchids. I don't naturally sit legs crossed. It doesn't hurt, mind you. It's not painful. It's just unnatural for me.
I understand.
I imagine there'll be a circulation issue later on as time progresses. Anyway, well, I once again need your very specialized brand of services. This time a fellow named Michael Anthony Carter III. Or I might be Junior. Michael Anthony Carter Jr., a black fella. Here's his dossier.
No, never heard of him.
Well, there's no reason you should have. He's not a VIP or anything. He lives in Miami Gardens or Miramar, someplace on the county line, goes by the alias Kirby. He works on South Beach in sales, I believe. Am I boring you, Bud? Because please, if I am, let me know. I'll give this job to a specialist who's more easily entertained.
No, that's not a problem, sir. I'm interested. I'm just usually brought in for these matters to get moles, rogue agents, hard targets, that sort of thing.
Well, you're on the right track, buddy boy. I'm sure a cheaper or less renowned specialist could probably do the trick, but I called you in because I want to make sure this job gets done. Right, and yes, before you ask, the man's an innocent. My fingers hurt, which is strange. I'll get to that. He has a wife, estranged, Isabella, I believe, and 2 kids, Bella and Colin, or Colin. Are you writing all this down, son? I don't want to repeat myself. Time's a commodity.
No need, Mr. Shelley. Steel trap.
That's right, I forgot. You're one of those savants. Did we offer you a drink, son?
No, I'm comfortable, thanks.
Nonsense, you'll have the bourbon. Miss Shelley, the bourbon. Some of the bourbon.
Oh, okay.
Now pay attention, Bud, because here's where shit gets dicey. The rumor mill surrounding this Michael Carter character has produced some pretty inconceivable shit. But I'm of the mind to believe at least some of it. Evidently, this man is ordinary and domestic in every aspect of his life. See? From what I've heard, and I'm talking about from highly reliable sources, potentially there is gold bullion in his belly.
And the account of this so-called bullion seems possible to you?
No, it's not the most plausible notion. But I've never been known to exercise poor judgment. And I believe my thinking on this matter is pretty fucking clear. Now, I'll admit that it does seem a bit outlandish that there would be a person on this earth who, along with guts, or instead of guts, has gold bullion occupying his abdominal cavity. I'm not implying that that's commonplace. I'm not a child. That's why I feel what we've got in our hands is not so much bullion, but doubloons. But gold is gold, boy, and I want to get my hands on it badly and by any means necessary. Miss Shelley, are you calling me? I thought I heard Miss Shelley calling me. Spare him if you can, Michael Carter, I mean. I don't mind him living to tell the tale. I'm not a monster. Unfortunately, I don't believe there's any way to retrieve that stomach bonanza without taking the poor man's life. But the high likelihood of being murdered sort of comes with the territory, in my opinion, when you've got gold bullion in your guts. That's just my thinking on the matter.
All I really needed was a simple picture or name. That's not really information I needed.
Bud, do you believe in karma?
Yeah, sure.
Good. Miss Shelley, are you calling me? Again? Do you hear Miss Shelley calling me? I swear I'm going crazy. Where was I?
What I'm hoping here, Mr. Shelley, is that when you heard that there might be such a thing as an individual with golden guts, you investigated that claim with as much vigor as you did the Mark's personal history.
You do know how I made my fortune, correct, Bud?
Yes, sir, I do.
Searching sunken treasure ships for gold. Now, do I need to say more? It could be that he's currently out of state. I can get that information to you if you like. But then what would I be paying you for?
How much are we talking about here, Mr. Shelley?
What, money? Well, shit, son, that's up to you. Thank you, Mrs. Shelley. Miss Shelley makes it a hobby to suppose the mood of her guests and match the dishes to that supposition. I apologize for the ludicrous glass.
It's quite okay.
Option 1 is Miss Shelley here gives you $4,000 right now and a stipend for any resources you need. Or...
Yes?
Are you a betting man, son? I only ask because if you are, I could offer you right here, right now, 1% of any acquired belly gold. This is a one-time offer.
Well, you know that I'm not much of a betting man, sir, so option one's more my speed.
What if I offered you 2% of the take?
I'm gonna stand firm with option one.
Well, son, I can't say I agree with your judgment, but you've got a fucking deal. Miss Shelley, go and grab for a goddamn $1,000 and blast it. Blast it right here in front of Bud.
Do what with it?
Blast it right in here in front of Bud. But Bud, there's one thing you better keep in mind about option two. 2% of no-go bullion equals no-go bullion.
I know that. That's why I went with option one.
Shit, that's right. You're an option one. Now, Bud, I realize how this might come across to you. I come to you with a proposal. Kill a man to fetch the gold bullion that may or may not be in his belly. You seem suspect, leery even. And if I venture to test my heretofore untested psychic abilities, ESP or what have you, I get the feeling you think I've lost my marbles.
No, not at all, sir.
That I'm naive.
No, sir.
That I've succumbed to some queer breed of far-fetchedness that'll likely cost me my good standing in the community.
No, not for a second. I think it's important to follow your instincts, sir. If your gut tells you that an innocent man should be killed to harvest the millions of dollars...
Thousands.
Excuse me? Well, to some, the passion of the Crusades is what matters most. Folks do respect that kind of shit. And, for example, Adolf Hitler, he killed 6 million Jews because he thought they had special powers. He was probably right.
Have you noticed that my cup looks like the cup of the carpenter from the Indiana Jones movies?
I didn't happen to know that, the cup of Christ.
You know, he never lost his hat. I find that remarkable.
I don't think he ever wore a hat, sir.
His fedora, he never lost it. Being chased by boulders and Nazis. Never once did he forget that hat. And
Oh, Indiana Jones. I thought you were talking about Christ.
Don't be a fool, boy.
I'm sorry.
I believe early on stage, fuck my butt. It's not painful. Fuck my balls. Did you hear Miss Shelley calling my name? My leg is falling asleep. Miss Shelley, are you calling me again? Do you hear Miss Shelley calling me? But to answer you, I'm going to switch legs now. Is that okay with you? It's just me and you here, so is that all right?
Sure.
Miss Shelley, do you have a problem with me switching legs as far as crossing them is concerned? Legs crossed. Why am I talking like a Australian fellow now? It's compelling, to say the least. Okay, good. Miss Shelley, are you calling my name?
Did we offer you a drink, son?
Why am I looking toward the orchids when Mr. Shelley's in the house?
No, I'm comfortable, thanks.
Nonsense, she'll have the bourbon. Miss Shelley, some of the bourbon. She'll have the bourbon. Miss Shelley, some of the bourbon, please, for Bud.
Okay.
Nonsense, she'll have the bourbon. Mrs. Shelley, some of the bourbon, please. Now pay attention, because here's what, fuck, I looked at the camera. All right, do it again. That's why I feel what we've got on our hands is not so much bullion, but doubloons. 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 And I want to get my hands on that doubloons. Oh, bullion. Gold. Well, while I do appreciate your concern, where am I looking? Him? Here? What I do not appreciate is my balls on my forehead. Well, while I do appreciate your concern, you don't want me victim fucking bitty. But as far as my opinion, in foricariando, but Santiago tulos. Am I boring you, Bud? Because please, if I am, let me know. I'll get it. For starters.
You investigated the claim with as much vigor as you did... Excuse me. You investigated the claim with as much vigor as you did... I said it wrong again, didn't I? Vigor. Vigor as you did... I said wrong. I did say it right the first time.
That's hilarious.
All right. You investigated the claim with as much vigor as you did... I said it again. All right, hold on. I'm going to get it right this time. Vigor as you did. I said it again.
You don't want me falling victim. They pricked him or victim? Or prey? It might be, what I tried to do there was a prey or victim, but what came out was a hybrid of the two.
No, I liked it. It actually sounded pretty good.
It did. It sounds nice. We might call Webster, but for now it makes no sense.